today I thought I'd come out and do some minimalist kind of long exposure work at the beach, because look at the conditions. They're absolutely rife for it. And this is the one thing that as a photographer you've actually got to embrace. You've got to learn, you've got to embrace it, you've got to practice it. Because if you do not work to the conditions, then you're on a loser to start with. So I've come to a beach that I've never been to before. I mean, it really isn't that far from where I've lived for 20-something years, but never ever come to this beach. I was on my way to a different beach. In actual fact, yeah, I've done other things as well this morning. What I say, other things. There was a photo walk organised in Great Yarmouth, which I went along to, except it didn't seem to happen. It kind of petered out. So I've adapted. I've come with different ideas and such, and I'm still out, which for me, having suffered a disappointment is quite something. Anyway, let me talk you through what we've got here. So 10-stop filter on the camera there, and I'm shooting these 4 posts down here. Now it's a minimalist shot, as I said. The whole idea is that we flatten the movement of the water quite a bit, and I might be tempted to also take out the horizon, or at least soften it. It's got a little brighter since I've been here, so the horizon has become a little bit more distinct. When I parked up in the car park up here, it was looking almost nothing there, which I thought, oh, that's great. And with all of these wave breaks and beach protectors in down here, I thought, well, there's got to be something I can shoot here. And the first, I say the first, not the first. I was going to shoot one further up there, but I've had to walk kind of 150 yards this way in order to get it. And then I saw those, and I thought, heck, they're just crazy to walk back to something when there's something over here. And one thing, of course, that's great about posts in the sea is that seagulls absolutely love them. I've spoken before, probably quite a lot, about how when we've got definite lines, horizons and such, and we have things getting close to them, that we absolutely need to break them. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. I've got the camera really quite low in order to push the top of the grain marker above the horizon. I was about a foot up, and it was kind of skimming the horizon before, and I've got a couple of shots like that, and I thought, it's not too bad, but what happens if I just get it really well above the horizon? And as I've already said, I might take the horizon out, or I might provide a couple of different edits of this, but I think either way they're rather nice shots. I've been using the K&F Concept Square Professional System for, 9 months or so now, and I've not done a review of it, and I apologise to K&F for this. I think the fact that I'm still using it probably tells you all you need to know about what I think of it, because it wouldn't still be in my bag if it was useless. It isn't. It's a really nice system. Yeah, it's got its little flaws, but you show me a filter system that hasn't. It's still in the bag. There's links down below. Affiliate links, of course. Yeah, go and buy a set. Really very good. But I would say that, wouldn't I? But I walk the walk and talk the talk with these things. The same with the K&F Concept tripod. It's often my main tripod when I come out, but it's pretty much always with me because it's there for video work as well. So a couple of really useful little products. Well, I hope that shot was to your liking. Please let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Or could I have done it better? Could I have changed position? The idea of it was to kind of have it as an angle so that I had all 4 of those posts with some space between them. I think the image worked well. On the back of the camera it was all right. Hey, You can still see it over there. I don't know that it works quite so well at this kind of angle where the gaps between them are too big. I don't think the relationship works between them. I think when they're closer together, it gives the impression that they are kind of leading out, which is exactly what they're doing. I think from here you don't get that impression whatsoever. And this is one of the issues, of course, with the transition between 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions. It very much depends on how you approach one of these compositions as to what impression you give with it, because they are leading out to sea, but looking at it from here, without a reference point, you've no idea whatsoever what's going on with them. Here, I've got the remnants of an old, whether it's a building or whether it's a sea defence, whether it's part of a wave break or whatever, but there's not a great deal left of it. And I like things where there's not a great deal left of them. Well, unless it's my relationships, of course. That got deep quick, didn't it? Now, Christ, you can tell why I'm troubled by it. Now, going back to this, as I must, because this is going to go downhill very fast. I just love this. I couldn't get a good kind of view of it from further up. And let me just turn you on. Yeah, coastal wall there. I'm parked next to that motorhome. I really do like this. Because it's curved, because it has texture, and most importantly, it's got lines running off down here. I really do think there's something I can do with this. I'll probably have to swap lens because I've got the 40 to 150 on. But look, it just kind of leads out. A kind of sweeping curve to more rocks and such. So just luck really that I'm here at this time. This would be a very different scene at other times. You see, you don't always have to plan these things. Sometimes luck plays a really big part of it. And it does here. I love that crack there. That crack between the 2 parts of the wall. I think that might be something I'm going to look at first. So of course this shot is hardly minimalist, is it? And actually it's probably not that good a shot. I've struggled to find an angle that I'm really happy with. I say I've struggled, I probably haven't tried hard enough. That's, yeah, always the cop out, isn't it? I've struggled to find an angle. You know, if I get myself through here, perhaps the angle looking more this way is better. I honestly don't know. I think the lack of anything around it is kind of troubling me. I love the structure itself, but somehow I need to put it into context, and I'm not sure that I'm entirely managing it from the position you see over there. Not sure at all. Really not sure. I've put a 6-stop on to do this shot to shorten the shutter so that I can capture some of the energy and movement in the water. It's an awkward exposure because, yeah, there's just so dark here and so light there, well, and everywhere. I say awkward, it's probably not that awkward, but it does require post-processing because there are elements of the shot that are just too dark here, so I'm going to have to pull the shadows up a little here and probably take the highlights down for that. I'll pop the image up. I've already shot it. I don't hold out a great deal of hope for it myself here, but you know, you might like it. Do let me know. I am not enamoured with this at all, but it goes to show the power of processing. Never entirely discount something because there's often something salvageable. Like this. I rather like this. Desaturated, made a bit more grungy, bit of grain. I think that works a lot better. What do you think? I thought before I went and shot some more minimalist stuff, I might try it on the other side of the wall, because I like the shape of it here too. And I've got more of a sweeping kind of style to it, sweeping style, sweeping composition now, that this wall curves around. But it's probably not that good, because there's a big, let me just put this on video, and whatever, there's a big dead area here, and now I kind of verbalize this to the camera, I do kind of realize that it's probably not a great shot, because there's literally nothing happening in this section. In the interests of showing you the failures as well as any successes, here's the shot. But yeah. Let's just not talk about this one ever again. It's probably not as bad as I'm making out. If I'd have stayed around for another hour or so and got some waves lapping into that area, I think that would have been better. So did you see what happened there? It's something that I've not been entirely conscious of myself before, but when I started talking about the shot to you, well, obviously not to you because you're not here. So let's just say when I started talking about the shot, I realised that it was a pile of garbage. It had something missing from it, and that helped me. I do sometimes struggle finding a great shot, or rather sometimes I think it's a good shot and then I get it back and I realise it's not a good shot. And there have been other times when I've thought I've had great shots and I've spoken about them to the camera and discovered that actually they're not at all great. This talking to yourself malarkey could work, you know. You should try it. I was observing the way that the water is swirling around the end of this post here a moment ago and thinking, oh, that's not a bad shot there. I could probably do something with this leading line into the nothingness down there. And then I stood and I looked again, and the thing that's not right here for photography is this line of concrete here, probably an old sea wall. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but you know, it's providing a barrier through an image, and I don't think I'm going to bother shooting it. It's just it's not worth it. Yeah, it's not the clean lines that I was kind of hoping for coming here, and yeah, perhaps I just need to take a drive further down the coast to something where it's a little bit cleaner. Can't walk too far that way because the beach kind of peters out down there. Maybe, oh, I don't know. I'm beginning to talk myself out of staying out now. I'll walk up the slope and I'll see what happens. We're in such a state in this country right now that they can't even afford the electricity to keep these windmills turning. Shocking. Well, at the top of the slope, I'm clutching at straws, I think. I've got a shot. I mean, you can just see this here and just liven that up. You probably can't see this. But basically, that in the centre, again, this rotten lump of bloody concrete in the foreground. So I've set the camera to a 16:9 crop. It just about gets rid of it. It might just show up ever so slightly in the bottom corner, but I can crop that out again. I've put the 10 stop back on to really smooth out all of the movement. It's given me about 6 seconds at 7.1, f7.1, something like that. But actually, that wasn't very bright, so I'm gonna shoot at least another one and overexpose it by quite a bit and see what happens. So according to Mr. Olympus here, it's overexposed by 1.3, maybe 1.7 stops. We'll just see what happens to it. I'm not holding out a great deal of hope. I've positioned myself. Let's have a quick review. Well, it's not bad. I've positioned myself so that I can get space between as many of these posts as possible. No matter where you stand with these, you're going to have to sacrifice something, because they're just you just can't do everything with it, I'm afraid. You know, it's just not possible to get space between all of them. So I'm sacrificing a little bit of space with the closer ones, but there's a bit of white space between the rest of them. Don't know. I could recompose just to get rid of the thing at the bottom, but it's so easy to remove it or just crop it out in post. It really is only a few pixels. Yeah. Again, yeah. I'll put it up. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Let me know. I feel to a degree that I've drawn a bit of a blank here. Well, again, this was one of those images that I had absolutely no faith in, but a bit of editing and it came together. And of course, that bit of concrete is absolutely vital to the way this looks. It grounds the entire image. And if you spot the buoy over in the distance on the horizon as well, you'll see that we've got an invisible line through it. It works surprisingly well. I feel to a degree here that I've drawn a bit of a blank. I think I've probably got one half decent shot and 3 or 4 that, yeah, I'll probably never look at again. But that's kind of what happens, isn't it? You can't take great shots all the time. I mean, even I can't take great shots all of the time, you know. You know what I mean. Some days just don't go as well as others. Some days you walk past great compositions. Some days you see great compositions. Some days you see great compositions and actually take a great photo of them. Those days aren't that common. It's the way it goes. From up here on the prom, if that's what we can call it, I can see this same group of sticks, posts, poles, whatever, that I was shooting from just over here on the slope. And in line with them, there's a lovely symmetry, which I don't know, can you see it there? I'm not sure where the camera is pointing. I don't think you can. Anyway, there's a symmetry, which I rather like. And with the long lens on, again, going back to the 10-stop filter, I'm not sure, I've changed it so many times, I don't know what was on it the last time round, but really kind of crushing into it there. I don't know whether you can see here or not. Again, still 16:9. We don't have the separation. This is the problem with looking straight down it. We don't have a lot of separation. You can see you can see the individual posts when you kind of get close, which is why you're going to see this with a kind of zoom in scroll. People may not realise sometimes why I don't put images up that have the kind of zoom in and show you the details and then show you the whole thing. And the reason is quite simple, that sometimes images don't need that. Sometimes the entire scene is the image itself, and it's a restriction on the screen size. And some people are looking at this on the phone, and if you crunch down all of these little posts to a kind of 3-inch wide or tall screen or something, and then look at it, you think, oh, what the hell was that? There's no detail in, which is why I give you the detail to start with. Yeah, if you were to print this, you wouldn't be printing it as a 5x7. You'd want it, more as a kind of 16x24, something like that, or 18x24, whatever the ratio is. So I'll give you the full thing, and you can see the detail as well. Hope that explains why I do it that way sometimes. Maybe you already worked it out. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I have to yeah, having worked with the public in the past, I have to work with the lowest common denominator. If that offends you, I do apologise. Although I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. So for clarification, this is something like a 40-second exposure. It probably doesn't need to be a 40-second exposure. I could probably get away with a 6-stop on it, but I'm fed up with changing it. The other important point is that there's birds on many of these. So the one thing you can rely on birds to do is not stay still. So over 40 seconds or so, you're going to get all kinds of movement and blurs and such with them. So I've also taken a couple of short exposures, which I'm going to have to take the birds from and then superimpose them on the stakes later, or indeed just paint the birds out. But yeah, if you see a still bird here, it's either dead and it's got a wire through it, or I've put it back from a different image. Every week I do a really bad job of promoting myself through these videos, so please give the video a like if you've liked it. If you haven't liked it, well, give it a thumbs down. I don't like thumbs downs. But also, I have a membership part of the channel. You'll get some more videos each week, and we'll grow that as the membership grows. If you'd like a print of any of the images from this video, give me a comment down below or visit my website. Links are down below. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been a useful video to you. Tune in next week.